Sekke is the joke character of Black Clover. The conniving knight manipulated Asta in the very beginning of the series. Yet, he's found himself to one of the highest ranks in the Clover Kingdom military, Senior Magic Knight, First Class, and as the direct guardian of the king after saving him from an elven invasion with his mighty bronze magic. But with his portrayal in recent chapters, we've been forced to take him more seriously than we had ever before. And upon this retrospection, one can come together a theory for this folly of a character. The theory that Sekke is an angel or has a direct tie to angels. This looks and sounds crazy, but I guarantee you that this is not as crazy as you might think. Once you take everything that revolves around him, for example, Sekke's bronze magic is not the typical color of what bronze is. Bronze is a golden brown color. But Sekke's bronze is for some reason a greenish blue. But this can actually be explained scientifically, while also adding some mystery to Sekke's character. Bronze is generally 90% copper and 10% tin. As copper ages, it oxidizes and changes colors. Like the Statue of Liberty, it used to be a golden brown color when it first towered over New York, but now it's of greenish blue thanks to its age. Now typically, bronze takes 30 to 50 years to oxidize and change colors, and it's a very, very slow process to go to that sheer color of green and blue. Usually, it'll grow in patches of green and blue, and it'll take a long time to cover the entire thing. If bronze is only greenish blue after decades, then why is Sekke's bronze not golden brown despite him being supposedly only 15 years old when we first see him use it? Why are his new spells not golden brown if it is new bronze? This could signify that there is something secret or special going on with Sekke's magic, perhaps even both, or could at the very least hint that he is far older than what we may think.
It's important to note that bronze is very important, not only to angels, but just the Bible itself. And what if this bronze magic has made important weapons? We know that it's possible now that the treasure swords wielded by Kyoto are bronze swords possibly made by Sekke's ancestors. They are the same color as Sekke's magic, the same color of oxidized bronze. Is this possible then that Sekke, his ancestors, possibly created even more important swords? It might make sense that angels who once had bronze magic created one of the demon's swords to kill its enemy, the demons and devils.
So now that I've grabbed your attention, I want to give a shout out to my newer channel called Broku's Haven. I have a couple Star Wars videos on there. That channel I'll be talking about Star Wars, Warhammer, Destiny, and other sci-fi and fantasy series. I wanted a different channel to talk about other things besides Black Clover or manga or anime. And it's also, I wanted a different channel because Shueisha and the Japanese companies are going to take a harder stance on YouTubers. So if this channel ever gets deleted or copyright striked, I want to have another channel so that I'm just not completely screwed over and I will not have to start over from YouTube completely. I also have another announcement, and that is that the Nine Fates webtoon that Arthur DeBurrow and I were working on is going to be delayed. It will be coming out as the first chapter is basically nearly completely done, but what we're going to do is a side project to further jumpstart the Nine Fates webtoon. We're actually creating a light novel together. I'm writing the story, and Arthur DeBurrow is going to be doing the art for that story. This will be a story that will actually be released physically, and also you can get digitally to read on your phone. So just want to give an announcement for that. There's no title yet. I have ideas for a title. I've gotten a lot of the story written, but it's probably going to be a couple months before it will be released to you guys. So stay tuned for more announcements of this light novel that Arthur DeBurrow and I are creating. So before we get deep into the angelic connections of Sekke Bronzaza, I think it's important to point out some of the surface level pieces of evidence that supports this. One of Sekke's most prolific spells is Sekke Shooting Star, in which he makes a magical motorcycle of oxidized bronze. Not only are stars considered angelic, as many people believe stars or shooting stars to actually be angels of God, but within the motorcycle itself, it shows Sekke with angel wings, not unlike the very popular bronze figures of angels that people buy today. Furthermore, angels are considered to be the messengers of God, and thus use trumpets to speak with the musical word. These trumpets are very famously made with bronze. Angels are notable for being guardian spirits, both in real-life lore and fictional settings. They are used more as combatants rather than warriors. Sekke primarily uses his defensive abilities in combat and is mostly known for his role of protecting the king during the War with the Elves rather than attacking others. In fiction, history, and mythology, kings are generally stated to be divinely recognized, and thus are under additional protection from the guardian spirits, the angels. If Sekke were to be revealed to be an angel, it would make a lot of sense for his seemingly accidental protection of King Augustus. Bronze is actually very important in the Bible as well, as bronze is heavily tied to God himself, and remember, angels are messengers of God, which means bronze is heavily tied to angels by proxy, which is symbolized by them using trumpets made of bronze to communicate. There's even a moment in the Bible when God creates a bronze serpent, which is something that Sekke did in the beginning of the series when he tried to hex Asta. But this goes a lot deeper as well. See the T on Sekke's grimoire? It heavily resembles the Tau cross, which is often known as the Cross of St. Anthony, which this order used the very same color as Sekke's magic, which was what bronze turns into over time once it oxidizes. Saints are considered holy beings that provoke great change and are often tied to angels. This could mean that Sekke is an angel, or has angel powers, or that one day his powers could evolve to saint stage. Maybe he comes from a long line of saints. Sure, we know that spirits are required for saint stage, but angels are spirits in the lore and myths that represent them. If Tabata were to make this the same in Black Clover, then it would be possible for Sekke to become saint stage through bonding with an angel, or uses his own innate angel powers to become naturally saint stage. There is also this shape on Sekke's grimoire that only makes me think of the tip of the Demon Destroyer sword. While I believe that at least some of the demon swords would have been made by dwarves, what if the Demon Destroyer sword was made by angels that used bronze magic, possibly the magic of Sekke's ancestors? While the Destroyer does not look bronze, it could have been altered thanks to the light of Licht or other previous wielders, as we know that magic can change the look of physical objects. If we think about this, Sekke does not work or train hard, yet he was somehow able to just protect the king from the elves just like that. Remember, the majority of elves were stated to have more magic power than the Witch Queen from her own knowledge, from her own mouth. What if it is this recent realization from Sekke that leads to him awakening his angel powers through training? Now, I know a lot of people will say that Sekke wouldn't make any sense to be an angel because of the way he acts, but angels are not all bright and shiny like they are often portrayed in fiction. Abaddon is such a ruthless angel in mythology and religion that people often confuse him for Satan himself. The name literally means destruction, and Sariel, according to the Book of Enoch, was one of the leaders of angels who lusted after the daughters of men. They descended to the summit of Mount Hermon in the days of Jared to acquire wives and lead men astray. This Sariel character reminds me a lot of Sekke. He lusts for women, spending the 6-month time skip hanging out with women instead of training. He also tried to lead Asta astray, attempting to think that he was helping him out in the exams, but he's really just using him as a pawn. Angels don't have to be these bright and shiny beings, just like devils don't have to be these evil and brutish beings as per Asta using Liba's power. They are not evil despite using devil power. Do I think that Sekke knows that he's an angel? No. I don't even necessarily think he is one. He may be descended from one or comes from a line of saints that use their powers to become saint stage without needing one of the 4 nature spirits. Saint Sekke actually has a good ring to it. In fact, Sekke is one of those characters that was introduced so early and has showed up from time to time ever since chapter 2, it wouldn't be that crazy for him to have a higher importance from just being a cunning snob. Think back to the exams. Asta unknowingly using the powers of a devil. Sekke unknowingly using the powers of an angel. Watched by William and Yami, whose magic can create a gateway to the underworld. And if Yami were swapped out for Patri, whose soul is in William's body, then you could possibly even have a gateway to the angels. As if you combine light magic with world tree magic, you could possibly create the tree of life that connects to the realms of gods and angels. So back to my first point, Sekke's bronze magic is not the typical bronze color. It is the bronze color once it has grown with age and has been oxidized. What this could mean is that Sekke's magic is older than himself. Maybe his memories have been altered, or a spell has undertaken him, and maybe he's older than what the lore really states. Or maybe his magic is somewhat passed down, similar to like Yuno, where the king and the queen have sun and moon magic, and Yuno got star magic. Maybe it's something similar like that, and this magic started off as a regular bronze color, but because this magic is old and important, it has grown through the greenish blue of oxidized bronze. So yep, that is my theory. I think that Sekke, at the very least, is going to be more important than we thought. I think that he will have some sort of saint, holy, or angel connection with his power coming up, or angel power. Now, one more thing to add with the Tau cross and the cross of Saint Anthony is that usually saints were kind of these entities that expunge demons or devils. And it's interesting that this shape here on the T on Sekke's grimoire heavily is reminiscent of the tip of the blade of the Demon Destroyer sword. And the Demon Destroyer sword, this type of sword, is actually a real sword in real life, and it's actually a sword from Africa. It was meant to essentially remove limbs or execute people by cutting their head off, and maybe that's why this is called the Destroyer sword, and maybe that's why it is with the Tau cross, because this sword was created by the angels or by the saints, and this was used to kill devils because this is the Demon Destroyer sword. With that being said, guys, let me know your thoughts of this theory down below. You think Sekke's going to be more important than we thought, have something special to him? I think it's very possible. Leave a like if you did enjoy. And I give a big shout out to my friend Publius, who jokingly tweeted this to me, what if Sekke is an angel? And then I kind of went and dug up a lot of shit, and he did too. So this idea spawned from him, and I think it's funny that now we're here. This has been an actual video, and a video that I did a bunch of research into demonology, angels, and bronze in the Bible, and stuff like that. So shout out to Publius. I'll link his Twitter down below. Which is funny because he's actually my best friend in real life. But anyways, guys, leave a like if you enjoyed, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. You can follow my Twitter as well down below. Hope you guys all have an amazing day. Plus...